My next guest has the energy boost you need to avoid burnout, avoid apathy, or just avoid everyday stress. He's sharing a strategy that works in the corporate world and he believes can have a powerful impact on your relationships at home. So today, ways to tap into your relational energy. Studio 5 relationship coach, Dr. Matt Townsend, says this is a game changer.
Huge. And again, I studied this stuff for 20 plus years.
Yeah.
I've always thought that this would happen and does happen, but I didn't know that it had ever been validated. Last 10 years, they've been validating it. BYU's been a major researcher in it, as has the University of Michigan. And there's a great new study out by a guy named Dr. Kim Cameron, who went to BYU and is now at the University of Michigan. Basically what they found in the corporate world, when a boss brings positive relational energy, that's actually this energy that produces more resourcefulness. As they interact with you, you feel more motivated, more resourceful, more energized to go get results. And they can actually validate it and quantify it. And I thought, holy cow. And if it, by the way, it makes you want to work harder, stay there longer, do more. It helps you be more creative. In almost every category, if you're a leader with relational energy, your teams work 3 to 4 times more effectively than those that don't bring relational energy.
Which is interesting, I think, in the corporate setting, because you're talking about professional relationships, but those tones that you've touched on are very personal.
Very personal. So why wouldn't this work at home? What would happen if I brought relational energy in and I was positive and enthusiastic and excited in the relationship, in the interaction with you and about us? If I brought that in, could I have the same effects?
So time out then, how is this different than just a positive attitude? Like I'm a mom of the house and I'm bringing this positive attitude to my husband, to my kids. How is relational energy different?
Well, I guess part of the difference is that it's where I'm directing my energy. Positivity directed to everything and everyone is great, but what happens when positivity is directed specifically to our relationship, to you, to me trying to be better and more engaging and more uplifting of you? So it's more than just positive energy. It's more than just great social skills. It's actually this idea that I am going to bring a focus and an energy on making our interactions better every time we're interacting to each other.
So it's conscious.
It's conscious,
thoughtful.
Yeah.
I think this is really neat, actually, really cool. We're going to get into the research and some of the additional benefits, but this is in line with what you've been teaching
all
us
the time
for years.
It's called, it's this weird thing that happens in all of our relationships where if we do certain things, out of nowhere comes a third power or energy. And the third power or energy, it's not me, it's called an emergent property. It's not in me and it's not in you.
You feel it though.
But you can feel it. But when we put it together, something pops out. And we might call it charisma, but it's an energy. Chemistry. But I think we overlook it. We think it's always like in our marriages, we think it's a physical chemistry. But what it might actually be is when I'm attentive and conscientious about focusing and you are, we can create something powerful together that wasn't in either of us, and it emerges. It's like a rainbow. You know, the storm, the light creates something new and brand new. And that's what this energy is.
What are the benefits? You say it can counter burnout.
Yeah, so they're finding out in corporate America, it helps people not burn out. It helps people actually stay engaged. Having a leader that brings a lot of positive energy actually keeps you more engaged into the vision and the purpose. It makes it easier for you to do your job. It makes you feel more hope that you can do your job. It really just helps you feel safer. Think about it in your marriage. If you're in a marriage where your partner has positive energy about the relationship, you feel safer. You trust them more. You feel more appreciated because they say stuff. You feel more respected because they're constantly revering you.
And we've all had days, moments in our marriage life where you do have little flickers of burnout. If this energy then could charge you up during those down times, awesome. You also say it can help increase cooperation.
So one of the things they're finding in corporate America is once the leader starts to work with their teams this way, the team members actually start taking that energy, turning it to each other, and then they start creating more energy and cooperation together because it makes you more positive. It also minimizes conflict. It actually helps you pick up your game so you can create synergy faster. You can get results easier. And you can actually feel it. If you've ever been in the room with somebody that had positive relational energy, when they walk in, everyone starts to be different. And they talk to everybody, they connect to everybody, and when they leave, everybody leaves on a different high.
On a high. You say it's contagious, speaking to that effect. So one person can really set that relational vibe for the whole room.
It's contagious, and so if I know that I can spread it, then I first need to make sure I can accomplish it and get it. In a minute, we'll show you how to do that. But know that in the end, you're bringing something to every equation. So think about it out there. If you're not bringing positive relational energy, what are you bringing? What are you bringing to the table? And a lot of us are just too exhausted. And I think I could see how if I'm being a really positive relational mother, I may not have it for my spouse.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I may give it all here, but not here. But it might be a really important thing to make sure you're bringing more to each other in the marriage so that we have more to pour onto the children. Does that make sense?
Yes.
We might want to give our energy where we might be able to duplicate it and then use it together to pour out on other people.
Yeah, my 2-year-old's not going to help my relational energy at all, but my husband, my spouse, we together can compound that.
Especially if we make it intentional.
So how then can we tell? Help us take our own pulse here. How can we tell what sort of energy we're spreading?
One of the cool things is you can actually count this energy, so they can quantify it. So they go into organizations and they'll have everybody assess everybody on their relational energy on a scale from 1 to 7, 7 being high, incredible relational positive energy, 1 being negative energy. Where does this person fit? And they assess everybody. And then they give you a scale and a score, and then they can show in the organization who has high positive relational energy in the company.
How can we boost it, Matt?
Part of it is simply make it intentional, right? This is something every one of us can learn. It's more than even emotional intelligence. This is kind of a spiritual component. It's being a self-aware person, but it's also more importantly giving back, sharing, voicing, appreciating, lifting, caring. When you see something good, you point out that good thing.
And typically, is relational energy constant? I mean, we all have up days, down days. Does your relationship energy kind of stay as is?
I always think of it as, well, no way, because I don't have constant energy. But what I do notice is that I tend to bring relational energy, and it is what drains me, because I will always try to show it with the people that matter to me, or the people sometimes that don't matter to me. I'll show relational energy wherever I go. And so I think it is more constant. And by the way, he gets into more information, Kim Cameron does, about diet, about what you're eating that impacts your energy and your ability to do more.
Cool stuff. Let's talk more about this.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Down the road. I like this a lot. Hey, you have an online workshop to help couples improve their energy, improve their synergy.
We have so much stuff going on. We have the online, so all they got to do is go to matttownsend.com. But coming up, we have a real communications workshop to teach couples how to communicate. So if they're not talking well, go look at our website. We have a parenting class coming up that is specifically for how to raise resilient kids.
You're asked about that a lot, parenting.
I know, and a lot of people, we don't know what we're doing with our children, and I think it's impacting. Plus, we also have a big date night up in Idaho Falls. So just go to matttownsend.com. All of it's on there.
You're so busy.
I know, it's fun.
You're a busy dude. We'll link you over for our website. Thanks, Matt.